Hey guys, what's up? And I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. And I'm here with the Ghost and Meli McGee. The Ghost and Meli McGee season 2 on the road now with the episode 8 being released, and we're gonna be on a hiatus for a while. When there were recent AMAs with the creators Bill Motz and Bob Roth for the whole last month of April. They answered questions that fans submitted, asking what to expect for the rest of season 2, and some behind the scenes questions. So let's break these AMAs down. Maybe this video will probably end up getting long, so grab some popcorn, sweet treat, or drink water, and enjoy the music in the background of the video. Let's start with the first AMA, which took place on April 3rd, 2023. DreamWorks 226 asked, what is the process for making songs for the show? The answer was, when coming up with the episode premises and the outline, the team decides where the song sequence is going to go. They discuss the purpose of the song and the direction of it. When the script is finished, they send it to Rob Cantor, who is in charge of writing the songs. They wait for a few weeks until they get a response from Rob with a song he comes up with. Master of Potatoes asks, you mentioned songs that fit the characters in the past. Examples like Rob Cantor's Ghost for Scratch. Do you have other songs that you think fit other characters like Molly, the rest of the McGees, Libby, the Golden Council, etc.? The answer was, they have some ideas, but they couldn't come up with examples at that moment. They think some of the songs from the show fits the characters. I Have a Voice for Libby and Glowing Up for Molly, for instance. Snook asks, who is in charge of singing songs that aren't sung by the characters themselves? Example, Ordinary Guy from The Best Concert Ever, and No More Distractions from Lock, Stock, and Peril. The answer was, male singer is usually Rob Cantor. He sung Ordinary Guy. Bereka May usually does the female singing songs. There are multiple songs sung by her in the show. Wadara asks, what music albums did you listen to in the process of making the songs on the Ghost and Meli McGee? I remember that you mentioned there was this cover of the Rolling Stones' Can't Get No Satisfaction in relation to Pete. So I'm curious to know how much music you may listen to in order to help create the musical numbers within the show. The answer was, they don't always listen to music when they are working. Bill mentions the inspiration the Ghost and Meli McGee songs list from YouTube, and Perry Sigil coming up with a list of songs. Taylor Swift, Ariana Grande, and Harry Styles. Wadara asks, what genres or bands do you imagine that each of the McGee family members, Scratch including, will listen to? The answer was, Daryl is into Atomic Pink, Pete will be into barbecue playlists, Molly is into Taylor Swift and BTS. They mentioned Sharon's backstory appearing in the future. Pink16 asks, how did you first come up with the chants, and when did you realize they would be a good fit for the show? The answer was, the Ghost Hunters were originally going to show up in 1 or 2 episodes. They were 2 brothers and more antagonistic. They had some conversations about the house across the street and decided to change the concept for a friendly family, and the McGees discovered that they are ghost hunters. They mentioned the Molly ship joke from I Wanna Dance with Some Ollie. Cindy B419 asks, are the chants written in a way that's reminiscent of real-life people? For example, does Mrs. Chance's personality reflect the family member of a crew member? The answer was, they are inspired by different people the crew knows. Ollie is inspired by Paul Chang, one of the writers. Cindy B419 asks, of the members of the Chan family, who is your personal favorite and why? The answer was, they love them all. Bob loves June the most. June has some scenes with her character shines in future episodes. Her voice actress really helped with giving June character. Marianne asks, and is an entirely Chinese person, I have you see some Chinese characters in the show. With the Chins being added to the series, will there be more Chinese culture shown in future episodes? The answer is not as much. The focus is going to be on Molly's Thai heritage since she is the protagonist of the show, which we already got it in the episode 100% Molly McGee. Dietetic True Toy 6 asks, since the Chins don't seem to have actual evidence ghosts exist, how do they ghost hunt exactly? How do they know anything they're doing will actually capture a ghost? The answer was, they don't know if their inventions will work out or not. They come up with the theories and ideas, but they can't always be sure if they're going to be correct. Snook asks, were there any names for the characters that changed throughout development? Like, for example, were Molly and Scratch, or any other characters for that matter, named that one from day one? Dana Sander came up with the name Sharon Aslip as the answer. Jeff used to be called Kevin, which I'm definitely glad it wasn't changed to Jeff, because I think Kevin is a really ordinary name. Like Kevin reminds me from the main protagonist of Home Alone, Kevin McAllister. Yeah, and I think that's really the name we already know, so I'm glad they came up with Jeff in the end. CindyB419 asks, what is your favorite episode from the first batch of season 2 episodes? Bill, the answer was, Bill mentions I want to dance with some Ollie and period piece. He really likes the ending scene when Ollie is sitting and her mother comes to pick him up. Molly and Scratch playing on the sidewalk is a callback to the first day Fries ending. Looks like they probably mentioned about this as the same way from the first episode of the series is similar to the ending of I Want to Dance with Some Ollie. Pink16 asks, there are some Easter eggs scattered throughout season 1 that hint at parts of season 2. Do you have any favorites? The answer was, it was spoilers. There is a big one coming. Bill Motz mentions that a fan has guessed something very well. So yeah, you guys should definitely look out for that as the show goes forward. Varian asks, are there any special moments when you're working for season 2 that you like to share with us? The answer was, Bob brings up when they were working during the middle of the pandemic and the team met at the park in real life for the first time. Bill talks about seeing the fans' reactions and theories while the team was still working on season 2 and writing. Bob then talks about the time they showed Ashley Birch the script of the episode that explores mind being mixed race and how they got a response from her praising the script and how she cried reading it, saying she would have loved to see something like this when she was a kid. Weary asked, what would you say was the subject, character, or episode with the most difficulty to create? In terms of creative differences among the team or with higher-ups at Disney? The answer was, they didn't have many issues with their higher-ups. They have been very supportive of their ideas. One of the few exceptions would be an idea for an episode that got shut down because the creators were told that they couldn't do it for that moment. Not now. Bob says that if they get a season 3, they would like to make that episode. And the bad boy Bobby Daniels used to have a different story, and they changed it after one of the storyboarders suggested another idea for it. Yeah, like production animation is really going along when it comes to episode making or ideas, or maybe some ideas for the fans. I don't know. Like they want to come up with it more likely in production. So yeah. Snook asks, is the Ghost World aware of the concept of ghost corruption? It seems like Scratch thought Harriet was an urban legend. Is the Ghost World sweeping instances of corruption under the rug and forgetting about them? The answer was, Scratch is known for not paying to his scare seminars. It isn't surprising that he doesn't know about the ghost corruption. The Ghost Council very likely knows about this since they have knowledge of Asian ghosts such as the Frightmares. Jibboy 2211 asked, we will see the Frightmares again? And yes, it was spoilers, which, yeah, we already saw the Frightmares again in Frightmares on the Main Street. The time this AMA was before Frightmares on the Main Street came out, so do not blame me. This was during April, and there's some questions that is gonna make it into the future. So yeah. Nerdy Unicorns 10 asks, on the title cards, at least for season 1, you can see ghosts from the full-field phantom spinning around the title, creating something of a border thingy. How did you come up with this idea? Did you always intend for them to be full ghosts, or did it come naturally? I also really like the contrast of having a more emphasis on the flow for the title card of Molly versus the Ghost World. The answer was, this came from the art director and assistant art director. They have meetings where they discuss how the titles cards are going to look like for each episode. Adventure Time Girl 123 aka ATG asked, so to remember was such an exquisite insight into Scratch and why he is known he is. How did you all come to formulate the idea that he had a long lost best friend, and how early in the stages of the show's development did you have in mind to tell? The answer was the very early during production. This is the first layer of the onion to unpeel. They hint that the flashback could have been taking place in front of the McGee's house. Where he asks, what level of influence would you say the fans have on the writing of the show? Example, a side character suddenly blows up in popularity. Would they be more likely to be written into later episodes? The answer was they were writing season 2 before fandom could have some impact in the way the show gets written. If there's ever season 3, the fandom could have a bit more influence in the writing process. Whereas for a show that's mostly episodic but serialized, do you worry that making major changes to the cast, such as introducing the Chans, may make it difficult for fans to go back and enjoy season 1 due to growing attached to the new characters? The answer is they don't think so. They'll think season 1 is worth rewatching for the Easter eggs and foreshadowing for season 2. He mentioned Scratch asking Molly for strawberry soda in the first episode of season 1 and how that became important in season 2. Dietetic True Toy 6 says, in I Want to Dance with Some Ollie, one of the twin students named Penny is slow dancing with another girl in a shot. Is Penny one of the characters who will be representing LGBTQIA+ in the background? The answer was yes. Some background characters / couples are intended to be LGBT. Jetboy 2211 asks, does Scratch love churros? And the answer is yes, more than anything else. Jetboy 2211 asks, who came up with that creepy baby joke for Home is Where the Haunt Is episode? The answer was, they don't remember who came up with it, but it was in the script. We are going to have more of that family in season 2. Lemmy Variant asks, are there any messages you want the audience to take away from season 2, or at least the first few episodes? The answer was, Bill talks about the song Ghosts Aren't the Enemy and how Ollie sees ghosts as other. It's how we can brush off people who think different from us or are different in some way as other. It's how people can be capable of changing these types of views over time. So yeah, that was the first AMA, now the second AMA, which took place on April 13th. The question is Bismarck based on Walmart or more like Amazon? Bill Motz responded, neither specifically. It's just a general idea. You'll see more later. Once you do, ask Bob about this and about the inspiration. Next question. Was Ghosts Aren't the Enemy an intentional homage to part of your world? Bill Motz responded, not specifically, but we were inspired by the classic Disney I Want songs of that era. Next question. Do you think Jinx was actually capable of killing Molly, or she was calling Scratch's bluff? The answer was, Scratch certainly thought she could, but I tend to think she was calling his bluff. Maybe she could. Next question. From the scale of 1 to 10, how emotional is season 2? The answer is, I love season 1, and I'm very proud of what we did. But I think season 2 is just more all around. Funnier, off the wall, heartfelt, and all the times sad. But you have to know that this show is always at its core about hope. So as I heard, season 2 would definitely make us more cry, which is gonna make the story really more into deeper thoughts, but we will see. Next question. Also, I suppose I'll ask a question, though I worry may be a bit spoilery. Will we get any villain songs in the rest of season 2? Bill Motz answered possibly with a wink emoji. Wink! Which I think if we're most likely to get it, I would like to see villain songs. That will definitely be good if this question came true. So we will see about that since the show has musical numbers, by the way. Next question. Do you ever worry you're overloading the show with myriad plot lines? Has the lack of season 3 confirmation constrained the stories you want to tell? Bill Motz answered, we're always trying to make sure that the larger continuity doesn't overwhelm the fun of the individual episodes. It's a balancing act for sure, but I think we've done pretty well. And yeah, that was the second AMA. And now the third and last one for the month of April, which took place on April 21st. In the new paranormal, Scratch mistakes Grimbles' name as Grimble Shanks. If you can remember, was that an intentional reference to Skimble Shanks, the railway cat from Cats the Musical, or pure coincidence? Bill Motz answered, I can't remember if that was Dana improvising or if that was written into the script. I can say that Madison Bateman is a huge musical fan, so it's possible it was a sort of a cat Cats or CATS reference. Next question. In the recent TV short, we see a new redhead girl. Was she just here for the short or a character we will see in the show? Bill Motz said, "You will see." Next question. I only have one question. Is the comet scene from All Night Play going to be relevant in the future? The answer was, only in the way that is all for all of us. That life moves us in different directions. Next question. Does it take long for ghosts to corrupt, or can it happen extremely quickly through big changes? Bill Motz answered, I suppose it could happen quickly, but most often it is something that takes a long while, a lifetime even. I know there's significance to Jinx being at the very top of the poster to signify her being an important villain for the season, but there's significance in Ollie's pose too. He's the only Jin who isn't posing with a weapon. Bill Motz answers, there may be a significance. Next question. Regarding the redhead girl in the TV show, could we know what her name is, or will we just have to wait to find out in the show? Bill Motz said, wait. Yeah, I think he doesn't want to spoil so much, so don't ask spoilery questions for him. I think that will kind of ruin the fun, you guys. Yeah, I think we will definitely see what happens in the show itself. I'm not gonna try to ask spoiler questions too. So yeah. Next question. Why was Hal and Harriet in Halloween promo, which was for the Nightmares in the, I think in the main street, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what is going on. Bill Motz says you'll have to watch a sneak peek and find out, which is referencing to some past stuff, so we're not gonna be worried about that. So yeah. Next question. We will see the Shirley Sid's soda again. Bill Motz said yes. Next question. If the chairman can control the Frightmares, why were they sent to the float? The answer was from Bill Motz. They cause chaos in both worlds. The chairman, like most autocrats, hates chaos. It hampers control. Next question. How soon we're going to see Jinx again? Bill Motz said fairly soon, which we already saw her again and the afterlife of the party, and we're going to see her in the next couple episodes as soon as possible. So we already saw her again. Next question. Is Lord Doom a brother to the chairman? Cause you know Skeleton Hand? Bill Motz answered, that wasn't part of our thinking. But possible, I suppose. Next question. Why is the Ghost Can so scared of the Lord Doom? Bill Motz answered, you will see. So we're gonna get some more stuff about this in the show. So if you guys are waiting for an answer, you guys will see it. Next question. What would you say is Molly's most likely future career? I think personally wise, she would be great as a politician, clown, or therapist. Bill Motz answered she could be a politician or therapist, among many other careers. But I don't think she'd be a clown. Feels too close to magician in my mind. Next question. Is Grimbella's name an intentional reference to Grimhild, the evil queen from Snow White, or the brothers as Grimm in general? Bill Motz answered, I honestly don't remember how we came up with her name. It was in the writer's room. Next question. Can Scratch create a new flow, or was that just the previous chairman? Bill Motz answered, more to be revealed, which I don't know if it's revealed or not, but we will get most of the answer to these questions in the show. Next question. Was Ideas' design based on the early African-American version of Molly from the Tense animation that was released earlier last year? The answer was, the design for Idea was specific to her. Next question. What properties does the flow of failed band-ups contain? Bill Motz said, you will lose more and more of your uniqueness, your specificity. You become a wisp of who you are. So, who is this from a screenshot of a pink goes from the ad. So yeah, you guys can check it out somewhere. Bill Motz said you'll find out in the sneak peek, which I think we did or not. You let me know if you guys did in the comments down below for most of these questions. So next question. Can we expect a good number of guest stars this season aside from W. Earl Brown? And the answer is yes. Are we going to hear Ollie sing this season? And the answer is yes for that, as Bill Motz said. Will the Ghost Council / any of the members get their own song or sing again? And yeah, that's for yes. Are we going to have some scenes exploring Oliver and June's sibling relationship? And the answer is yes. The scene from 5 Years on the Main Street when June was about to kill Scratch and Ollie and told her about try to trick her to what he is doing, and we saw June's kind of sus of that, even though at the end of the episode when she's finding out that Ollie is not really into now hunting ghosts anymore. I think that's good. That's setting it up to for June to get her redemption after Ollie. So we'll definitely, I think that's setting up their exploration of their sibling relationship, and that would be really amazing to see, because we got already a lot with Daryl and Molly, and I would love to see with June and Oliver, and we want to see. I definitely want to see how their sibling relationship is like how it's like compared to the other siblings in real life. So yeah. Next question. Are Patty and Bobby gonna have an episode again? The episode is you will see them together again. Next question. Best season 1 song to cheer yourself up with? Belmont said there are so many. So, and next question, which is already answered by the way, has Libby gotten theme song takeover yet? Seems likely. And yeah, it is. So you guys can check it out. I'll hopefully, if I can, I'll put a link in the pinned comment as soon as possible. Next question. From the Instagram live live streaming went on, someone said that you said that we will have 21 episodes this season. Did they mishear, or is that true? Bill Motz answered, there are 21. Oh my gosh, you guys. The Owl House's second season had 21 episodes, and now the Ghost of Molly McGee season 2 is going to have 21. So get hyped up. We're going to have a lot of fun. Especially now the video is now like close to end of 21 minutes, by the way. I'm mentioning at the same time. Next question. Will some background characters be given official names, like with Robin or Sheila? The answer is yes. You will meet Nashua, which we already met him in 5 Years on the Main Street, and he is voiced by Zena Robinson, who played Remy in Big City Greens, Nino in Miraculous Ladybug Season 4 and Season 5, Hunter in the Owl House, and Young King Andreas and Amphibia. So yeah, it's really great for him to almost be the king of Disney TVA, by the way. So yeah, next question. At the end of the talent show episode, Scratch wondered if his own misery counted. Did it? Bill Motz answered, ha, maybe a little. Next question. Favorite quote from Mira Brunson? Bill Motz answered, I think it's that one about Molly's passion, then adding experience. Next question. Are there any improvised / ad-lib scenes in the episodes of The Ghost of Molly McGee that are currently released we don't know about? Belmont said, in the first episode of Season 2, when Molly and Scratch are in the background talking about getting rid of the chins, part of that was improvised, especially Molly saying where they go home to their house, where they stay alive, and Scratch adding, I had to ask, I don't know where your mind goes sometimes. Next question. Are there any really good improved lines from Ashley? I hear she ad-libbed some of her lines too. Bill Motz answered, she does, frequently. Last question, by the way, for this last AMA. Reposting my last one from earlier, will you see any moments between Mrs. Roop and Pam? And Bill Motz said, small ones. Yeah, I think the show isn't giving too much time to focus on background characters, since there's gonna have more focus on the arc and the story and the purpose of it. So I hope you guys will enjoy the small moments we get with Mrs. Roop and Pam, and we'll find out. And here you go, you guys. That was a lot to do, and I need to take a break, by the way. And that is what we could probably expect for Season 2. I hope you guys are excited and have more hope of what happens next. We're now in hiatus after Episode 8 of Season 2. And I have another video about the next episodes coming into Disney Plus, and I definitely want to explain that when I do make a video about it. As always, I want to know your thoughts. Are you guys excited to expect some stuff for the rest of Season 2? What other questions you might have that we can maybe get an answer from Bill Motz in the future? Let us know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, guys, take care.